Tune in. Let's bring you up to speed with sporting activities from around the globe.
He has nailed that.
7:30 a.m. and 6 p.m. every weekday.
Salah scores, of course he does.
Rapid Sports.
Ferocity.
It is interesting times in the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria as there's a big blow in the team. Al Hassan Yusuf, one of the best performing players in the game against Equatorial Guinea, has been labelled a major doubt for tomorrow's clash against Cote d'Ivoire. Meanwhile, Victor Osimhen and Alex Iwobi have promised to fire Nigeria to victory against the Hopes Nation as the host also receive a massive boost. Sebastian Haller is set to return to first team action by tomorrow. And not forgetting the ever exciting world of tennis where Novak Djokovic is through to the next round of the Australian Open after surviving a grueling encounter against Alexander Popyrin as Eyimba are currently trailing on the road against Katsina United in a rescheduled MPFL game right there in Katsina. Lovely evening to you and many thanks for joining us on yet another exciting edition of Evening Delight on Radio. It is Extra Time Plus on your favorite dial, Rapid 96.5 FM, Umahia. My name is Eval Ado and I'm the midfield maestro. I've got in the studio my colleague Pelumi King. Pelumi, good evening to you. Welcome to the show.
Yes. It's nice to be here again and I'm very, very, very happy to be here. Thank you.
All right, so we've got a lot to talk about as far as sports is concerned. Starting off with the world of tennis, where it's interesting times for that man, Novak Djokovic. He's been shown to be one of the greatest currently at the moment in the Open era. And let's talk about him right now because Novak Djokovic was forced to dig deep as he battled past Alexei Popyrin 6-4, 4-6, 7-6, 6-3 to reach the third round of the Australian Open, in which he challenged the heckler to calm down and tell it to his face. Well, Djokovic appeared to have a problem with his wrist, an issue he came into the tournament with, and has also been ill, but he kept his winning streak at the Australian Open with another scintillating performance, having not lost in Melbourne since 2018. And courtesy of that particular fine run, at one point during the fourth set of a testy win, the world number one challenged a fan in the crowd to say that to his face. Okay, and let's take a listen. Speaking after the confrontation, the CCO said there was a lot of things that were being told to me on the court, particularly from that corner and the same side, the other corner. I was tolerating it for most of the match. At one point, I had enough and I asked him whether he wants to come down and tell it to my face. When you confront somebody, unfortunately for him, he didn't have the courage to come down. That's what I was asking him. If you have courage, if you're such a strong man, tough guy, come down and tell it to my face and let's have a discussion about it. A very grueling 5-setter against Alexei Popyrin, and courtesy of that particular victory, Novak Djokovic will move through to the next round and will be facing Thomas Martin Echeverry in the last 32 after the Argentine beats Andy Murray in the first round, overcame Gael Monfils with a 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 victory. Alright, to that interesting result of matches played, Stefanos Tsitsipas also was forced to work hard in the grueling 4-6, 6-4, 6-7, 6-2, 7-6 win against the Australian Jordan Thompson And courtesy of that result, he finds himself in the third round of the tournament. And Yannick Sinner and Alex Demino also recorded victory. Fourth seeded Yannick Sinner had a straightforward 6-2, 6-2, 6-2 victory over Jesper de Jong as he continued to impress in Melbourne. While for Alex Demino, he also had a comfortable 6-3, 6-love, 6-3 win over Italian Matteo Al-Nadi. All right, so let's talk about this one. Pelumi, interesting. Novak Djokovic still with that wrist issue he came into the tournament with, but he shook it off to record a 5-set victory over Alexei Popyrin, who did say he's going to make sure that the game is very, very tight for Novak Djokovic, and he actually kept to his words, because forcing him to 5-setter simply means that it was a grueling encounter. Novak into the next round, injury worries, no doubt about that, but same for the likes of Yannick Sinner, Alex Demino, who are also flying in their own games.
Well, Novak Djokovic has once again showed his endurance. I think he has learned how to dig deep. I don't know whether it's his the 8 of others that froze him, or it's just his tenacious ability or his doggedness that allows him to dig so deep. Remember in the first round against the 18-year-old Dino Prismic, he really dug deep. I think that shows his want to win this thing again, and always shuts the haters up and continue on his good run of form. As for the rest, I think they're doing so well. Like for instance, the Italian fourth seed Yannick Sinner was able to go into the third round with Jesper de Jong. I think it should be able to, if he goes far, should be able to compete with Novak Djokovic, and let's see who is going to win. But then all round, Australian Open has been a very, very fantastic ride. Although it has not been smooth sailing for Novak Djokovic, but then he's still one of the favorites, and I really appreciate or like his tenacious ability, and he continues to show why he's one of the biggest players and one of the best players, male tennis players in the world.
All right, and that's why he's showing his class so far, so good, and dominating other players in spite of his injury worries. He had a fine time against Alexei Popyrin, and also he was forced to at least play for his next round ticket and had to play a 5-setter to qualify for the next round. The likes of Karen Kachanov, as well as Flavio Kobili, Sebastian Baez, Alex Demino, Ben Chilton, Adrian Manarino have all qualified for the next round of the tournament, alongside Andrew Rublev, who got a 6-4, 6-4, 6-4 victory over Christopher Eubanks Jr. In the women's singles, Caroline Wozniacki has been shown the exit door. Maria Timofeeva beat her 1-6, 6-4, 6-4. While Mira Andreeva knocked out Ons Jabeur 6-love, 6-2. And we also had Corey Kokogov dispatching Caroline Dolehide 7-6, 6-2. To other results of matches played, Ayana Zabalenka, the defending champion, defeated Brenda Fruvitova 6-3, 6-2, while Lesia Sorenko also destroyed Rebecca Masarova 6-3, 6-4. Mata Kustyuk defeated Elise Mertens 5-7, 6-1, 7-6, and those are the results of matches played in the women's game. Maria Sakkari has been knocked out. Elena Avenesian winning 6-4, 6-4. Emma Explicit joins us on the show as well, and Emma, let's see if in the women's play some of the big names are falling by the wayside. Ons Jabeur, Caroline Wozniacki have also been beaten and she's out. Maria Sakkari has also been beaten, she's also out. Caroline Garcia is also out. And those are some of the big names you expect to qualify for the next round of the tournament. Alongside Leila Fernandez, although she's just 19 years of age, but she was a handful the last 2 seasons, also been knocked out. So, Ayana Zabalenka, defending champion, still in the game.
Well, Zabalenka still in the game. Good one. And for the 19-year-old who actually gave people the run for their money 2 years ago, still in the game, very good one. I've been an advocate of how do I put it? People that come up to take over from the names we know. I do not like in tennis where you have a particular set of people that they monopolize and make the Grand Slams their own for a very long time. I love to see that competition in a particular game, so that when you want to see these tennis games, you just can't predict who is going to win. You understand? So Aryna Zabalenka is also one person. I won't be shocked if she loses out or doesn't win this. For me, I want a younger person to actually get this Grand Slam. I want someone else to actually. I need a fresh name, a fresh hand on that trophy.
All right, so a maiden Grand Slam winner is what Emi Explicit is actually hoping for.
Yeah.
And in the women's play, looking likely some of the big guns have been knocked out of the tournament, and it's going to be a very engaging round of order of play tomorrow in the Australian Open, because we have the likes of Daniel Collins who will be in action against world number 1 Iga Swiatek. So that's a very big matchup. Spanish men's second seed Carlos Alcaraz will take on Italy's Lorenzo Sonego in a very feisty fixture as well. And the night session will see Kazakhstan Elena Rybakina up against Anna Blinkova, while third-seeded Daniel Medvedev will slug it out against 2022 men's runners-up Finland's Emil Ruusuvuori. So a very engaging matchup tomorrow in the order of play for Thursday games, and just stay with us. We'll definitely bring you the results of those games as they turn up. Meanwhile, in the African Cup of Nations Group F, first game of the day, we have Morocco drawing goalless against Tanzania as we speak right now in the AFCON 2023 Group F game. And let's turn our attention now to the MPFL and try to bring you updates from what's happening at the Mohammed Dicko Stadium, because the last time we checked, it was Katsina United leading Ayimba by 2-1, and it's a result now. It's now the result, no more a scoreline. Katsina United 2, Ayimba 1. Goals from Michael Ibe and Andrew Idoko after Chijioke Mbauma had drew Ayimba level for his, I think, apparently 8th or 9th goal of the season.
8th goal of the season.
8th goal of the season for Chijioke Mbauma. So he's still in the hunt for that Golden Boot award. But his goal was not enough as Ayimba couldn't pick something on the road. So Katsina United forced a 2-1 victory against Ayimba. Michael Ibe, one man we know so well, his time at Abia Warriors and also with Aqua United before leaving the shores of the country, and now back with Katsina United. Andrew Idoko scoring the winning goal in the 73rd minute of play, and Chijioke's 42nd minute equalizer was not enough to help Ayimba. Back-to-back losses in back-to-back away games. Not a sign of a champion.
Well, not the sign of a champion, but in Nigeria League, I don't know what more to expect, in as much as this season, Enyimba have actually shown that they can go away and pick up points, but it's so unfortunate for the past 2 games, away games, they've not been able to pick up any points away from home. And not so typical of a champion, but it is what it is. This is Nigeria League, a rescheduled match, and I was thinking, when I was looking at the table earlier today, I was thinking if anybody gets the 3 points, they would have at least moved to either 1 or 2 points behind the leaders, but unfortunately they were unable to get the 3 points from that game. So like I said, it is what it is. Nigerian League, you go away from home, you lose. Enyimba, try again next time.
All right, and Pelumi, the coach of the team, last time out against Plateau United, talking about the assistant coach now, Yema Olarinwaju, when he spoke glowingly of his players. The man did say that, hey, my team suffered lots of injuries. We trusted young players to come into the team. Apart from the first 5 minutes lapse in concentration where they considered a goal, we shackled and prevented Plateau United from playing, and I'm happy with the way they did display, even though they didn't come out with a point out of that game. How disappointed should he be today? Haven't seen that. He even got an equalizer in a ground as difficult as the Mohammed Dicko Stadium in Katsina.
Yeah, going away in, like MFCC said, going away in MPFL is very, very, very daunting task, very, very daunting. But then again, with what they said, with the injuries, with the young players, they were still able to compete at the highest level. And the winning goal came towards the end of the game in the 73rd minute by Ahmed Idolo. It shows how Katsina United had to dig deep to break the defense. I think the defense should be proud of themselves for limiting it, and also for trying as much as possible to at least leave with a point, knowing how hard it is to get a point at Katsina United. So they should be proud of themselves. Hopefully when they go home, or when they get to their home ground, and also have the players back, they should be able to compete at the highest level and at least move up the table. But for now, I think they are doing well given that an away goal with the squad that they have.
Well, also owing to the fact that Finidi George is not actually with the team now. He is with the Super Eagles. I think I give kudos to the assistant coach who is doing a very good job at this point. I think since Finidi left, they've scored goals in all their matches. They've never played a match without scoring a goal. So they've been doing so well since Finidi left. So good one for Enyimba. I think they can take some lessons from the game today and go ahead to get points away from home. That's just what I want.
I have a question, but that will be a topic for another show. Why is it that the MPFL normally always when AFCON holds? Is it? Are they not supposed to go on a break to when there's an
AFCON is not happening just in Nigeria. Every other league, I think, is still going on. The South African league is on, I guess. Yes, the Kenyan league is on, so it doesn't stop anything.
Well, we hear there will be a break, but that break has not been initiated just yet. Meanwhile, the transfer market is currently open.
Yeah.
There's a report of a certain Ekereto Udom moving from, I think, Sunshine Stars now to Rivers United. That's the report I'm hearing. Ekereto Udom. And let me give you a better view of what the table looks like at the moment in the MPFL after 18 match days. Enyimba still have a game in hand, in spite of the loss today to Plateau United. Let's take a look at how the table looks like. Lobby Stars, 18 matches played so far, 33 points on the board in first position. Remo Stars, 18 games played, 32 points to show for their effort and the +9 goal difference, the best in the whole of the division. You have Plateau United in third place with 31 points and a +7 goal difference in third position. Then you have Doma United in fourth position with 31 points from 18 matches played. Enyimba, courtesy of the game today being played, you now have 29 points from 17 matches so far.
Yeah.
Kano Pillars, 6th position, 29 points from 18 matches. Bendel Insurance, 27 points from 18 matches played. Abia Warriors, 26 points from 18 matches played in 8th position. Rangers, 25 points from 17 games played so far. Castina United completes the top 10 with 23 points from 17 matches played. Then for the bottom 4 now, we have Sporting Lagos in 17th position.
Sadly.
18 points Ghana, I beg your pardon, from 17 matches played. You have Aqua United, 2021 champions of the MPFL, with 18 points from 18 matches played, a -4 goal difference, and in 18th position. So everything 18 for the promise keepers, keeping to the promise of the numbers. Then you have in 19th position Bielsa United, 18 games played, 17 points on the board. Then occupying the rear, you know the team. We don't need to mention their name. They are brothers.
Our
just
neighbors.
here.
I'll help you. I'll help
Our
you.
neighbors, the other way.
Heartland FC everywhere.
Please don't do that. 16 points so far, -5 goal difference, 17 matches played, bottom of the log. And must I add, they also have the least number of victories so far this season. 3 victories.
From
All those
Kennedy
victories
Boboye.
were under the former coach that was let go after barely 7 games.
You can see
Kennedy
that
Boboye.
the art has landed on the last position. Maybe that's why they called Outland.
All right, so the guys are being sarcastic and playful with words this evening. But quickly, just before we leave the MPFL and talk about what's happening at the African Cup of Nations, let's talk about a report. I'm getting a report from my sources. Right, my sources are telling me what's happening somewhere in the NPFL glass house or so. Let me put it that way. The NPFL board. There are some discussions currently going on, and the discussion is saying that the likes of Abia Warriors, Heartland, and Sunshine Stars may just be barred from playing in their natural home grounds when the league do make a return after a short time out. That's a report. It's unconfirmed though.
Yeah.
Unconfirmed report. I can't confirm the report, but my source is telling me there are discussions around that particular issue that Doma here at Township Stadium, the Danayam Stadium in Owerri, and the Akure Stadium for Sunshine Stars. Those 3 grounds have been penciled down as possible grounds that could be barred from hosting MPFL matches.
Well, I will be so glad if that's confirmed. I've been an advocate of Abia Warriors moving out of that stadium because it is disgusting. It is it's not good to the sight, to the eyes, because there is no, for me, even an NNL game should not be played on that pitch. The pitch is that bad. On Saturday, we were at the stadium together. I was showing you some places in the field where they couldn't even cut the grass. For an NPFL game, they couldn't cut the grass. The grass was, some parts were grown bigger than the others, and you're playing an NPFL game in such a place. Please, this should be confirmed. Abia Warriors should not play in that pitch again because it is a very bad pitch to play on.
All right, so the first question is, how was the ground cleared to host NPFL matches? Not just host NPFL matches, have those games televised as well in equal measures to
and it have been aired on Star Times. I guess one of the matches was aired live from when I entered the stadium. I saw the equipment for airing the matches live, and I'm like, what is this? How can you air this kind of on TV? How? And we're proud that our games are on TV with this kind of pitch. We aren't going anywhere, please. They should ban the stadium.
Okay, take it easy. But that's just a report. Unconfirmed reports, though. I'm yet to confirm from my sources. I'm yet to see a communique from the MPFL board. And just in case you want to be part of the show, yes, we've got various feedback platforms on Facebook. You can check us out on www.facebook.com/rapid965. Drop a comment. I'll read out your thoughts on the show. And we also have our WhatsApp portal and also our call lines. Our WhatsApp and call line is 0916 0333 965. I take it again, 0916 0333 965, our WhatsApp and our call line. Then you can also call alternatively the other line, 0916 0000 965. On Facebook, we are facebook.com/rapid965fm, and we also take your thought before the end of the show. Let's head straight down to the African Cup of Nations. It's getting interesting as Morocco is still playing at a goalless draw against Tanzania on our screen. All right, so the starting 11 for the Moroccan national side, we have Yassine Bono, who now plays his football in Saudi Arabia. He's in goal. A back line of Ashraf Hakimi of Paris Saint-Germain. We have Naif Al-Gard of West Ham United. Roman Sainz, former Wolverhampton Wanderers man, who is also in Saudi Arabia, is also in the back line, as well as Mohamed Chibi. Then a midfield of two players, Sofiane Amrabat, the one you know so well at Manchester United, as well as Salim Amala. Had a good time at the World Cup. Hakim Ziyech, Azadine Unawi, the man who plays for Marseille these days, if I'm not mistaken, and Ace Abder, while Youssef En-Nesyri of Sevilla leads the line for Morocco. Then for the Tanzania national side, in goal is Aishi Manula, a back three consisting of Novatus Miroshi, Bakari Nondo, and Ibrahim Hamad. A midfield of four, Mohamed Husseini in left position, Haji Nonga in right, and Himid Mao Nkami and Modathiri Yaya. While in attack, they have Tari Alarkea in left wing and Charles Momwa in right wing, while the ever-exciting Ali Samata leads the line for the Tanzanian nationals. But so far, it's been very cagey. 24 minutes on the clock. It's Morocco 0, Tanzania 0. Our first match of the day is looking like every other game we've seen so far in the AFCON. Very close.
Yeah, very close. Because I'm actually shocked that with the plethora of players at the disposal of Morocco, that up to now they are still unable to score. They have arguably the best goalkeeper in the African league, in the African continent as a whole, because he almost won the best goalkeeper in the world, if not for Emiliano Martinez of Aston Villa, who actually lifted the trophy, the World Cup, FIFA World Cup with Argentina. He would have been the best goalkeeper in the whole world. So, like I said, I will just be surprised if Morocco do not come out victorious in this particular encounter. But so far so good. Tanzanians have been able to hold their own and stop a very deadly attack that consists of Hakim Ziyech, former Chelsea player, and Yusuf En-Nesyri of Sevilla in that attack. I think the person playing 2023 will have a lot of work to do holding down Hakim Ziyech. So Tanzanians, good one so far. I just pray and hope that they will be able to keep it up for the whole 90 minutes. And Morocco should be careful, because this kind of games, one chance for the Tanzanians, they score and they lock up, just like Mourinho.
All right, it's been the nature of this competition so far. Very close, very keenly contested, and one chance. The underdogs know how to put the balls in the back of the net. They are unforgiving in this tournament.
Yeah.
Ask Nigeria, ask Ghana, ask Tunisia.
Egypt.
Ask Egypt as well. These guys are pretty unforgiving in this tournament. They put the balls to the back of the net and they make you suffer and fight. Even Cameroon too, should be asked, because they also had to face the wrath of what it means to play the so-called minnows these days, or the not so strong teams who have so far put up a good tactical performance. But Morocco are Africa's best team. In fact, at the World Cup, they did what no African team has ever done, and that was reaching the last four of the World Cup, and also having a chance to play in the losers final in that third place game against Croatia, albeit that they did lose that one. But again, Africa was very proud of representation by Morocco. But here in Africa, it's different football entirely. The last time Morocco won the Nations Cup was in 1974, and they've only won it once. What's happening to the Atlas Lions? They can't roar on the continent.
Even the one that they won was not. It was when AFCON was not really AFCON. It was, I think, it was a semi-competition when not all African countries had already joined at that time. So, but then again, I think Morocco has just been underperforming. And like the Belgians, with all the golden generation, they not win a single trophy. But hopefully, we saw a new trend of Morocco from the 2022 World Cup. Hopefully it continues, because normally when a team is on that good form like that, they normally go through the good form. I remember when Argentina wasn't on form, they were losing back to back. Then suddenly they won Copa America, then they went to the World Cup, and then they did not lose. They went on not to lose for how many games, and even not to concede. They have beaten Brazil like many times. So hopefully it's a trend of consistency for them, that they eventually go on to win the AFCON. So let's see. History doesn't matter in this case. This is a new competition, and this is a new Morocco.
All right, a new Morocco entirely, and still with the new coach as well, Belmadi, right? If I'm not mistaken, the man who was taking lectures from Mikel Arteta during COVID-19, and Arteta had lectured a nearly World Cup winner. Arsenal fans.
Well, you don't blame. Okay, now I understand where the problem of Morocco is coming from. Your coach is learning from a coach who is suffering from near success syndrome. Arteta was nearly the EPL champion last season, and they lost it to Manchester City.
All right,
and Morocco they were nearly the FIFA World Cup.
Well, it was Africa's best performance so far, so many will say that was a win for African football, to say the least. All right, I can see the phone lines are blinking, but just hold your thought right there, because it will be time for us to tell you to put those calls through, and let's get to hear from you on the show. But for now, you can make your contribution on social media as well. We're live on Facebook, facebook.com/rapid965FM. Drop your comments there as well. That's cheaper and also a safer alternative. And I also want to hear from you on the show. Don't forget that tomorrow at 6 p.m. by now we should be doing the live match commentary of the game between Nigeria and Ivory Coast. We'll be here to bring you the live match commentary. So don't fret if you're not seeing the game. Don't panic. If you're driving home, stay with us on this dial, Rapid 96.5 FM. Myself, Emi Explicit, as well as Pelumi will be here to dish out the live match commentary blow by blow, and color commentators as well will be live in the studio. So send your thoughts 09160333-965 WhatsApp and call line. That's the number. Send me your contribution to that line 0916-0000-965 as well. Drop your contributions as well. So let's talk about what's happening in the camp of the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Before then, I was talking about the transfers before I veered into the Nations Cup, which will still return to when we get goal now action. It's 30 minutes, by the way, and Morocco are still playing on the goalless draw against Tanzania. But let's talk about what's happening in the transfer gossip. Brought the gist from Rivers United. I hear Kereto Udom is on his way to Rivers United from Sunshine Stars. That's a good move. They need a central defender. He's towering, he's tall, he's big, possibly a very young player as well to add some steel to the defense line ahead of their CAF Confederations Cup fixtures. Well, they do need some solidification at the back. Well, let's talk about something that excites Nigerians now. Willie Orban. Oh, sorry, Gift Orban. That's the name. Not Willie Orban now. Gift Orban. Willie Orban plays for RB Leipzig and is also a Hungarian. This time around is Gift Orban, the man who plays for Genk. We hear that he has signed, according to L'Equipe, that Gift Orban is set to complete a transfer to French Ligue 1 club Lyon from Belgian club Genk. Orban is due in France today to finalize the transfer, which will be a contract for 4.5 years. L'Equipe reported that Lyon have tabled a 13 million euros for Gift Orban. This is miles away from the 30 million euros valuation Genk had for the player in the summer. The Belgian club have had to sell some of their top stars in the transfer window after a loss of over 19 million euros for the past financial year. But hey, let's give him credit. Gift Orban, I don't know if you're following his football. He was invited once, right, for the Super Eagles. He's also a man who can play for both Nigeria and also Benin Republic.
Yeah.
So it seems Jose Peseiro called him once and he pulled out or so. I can't really recall right now, but he's one man that can play for Nigeria, can also play for Benin Republic, and this is a good move from the Belgian league to the French Ligue 1. I think that's massive for Willie Gift Orban, who had a fantastic season last time out. He scored lots of goals in the Belgian Pro League.
Well, the disappointing thing about this move, if it finally happens, is that his valuation dropped. Because last season Gift was firing in all cylinders. He was scoring goals like it was his birthright, and I know that was why Ghent placed him at over 30 million during the summer, and nobody came for him. But now the valuation dropped more than 50%. It dropped for almost 57 to 60%. He's now valued at about 13 million or thereabout. Goodbye for Lyon if this deal goes through. Goodbye for Lyon. I know they are looking for replacement for our former Arsenal player Alexander Lacazette, who should be retiring from football anytime soon because he's aging. So I know they are actually going for Gift to actually just be in the team, get used to the team, and possibly start firing in all cylinders as he normally does for Ghent.
All right, so he's going to be expected to fire from all cylinders. Meanwhile, we have a goal to report in the game between Morocco and Tanzania just a few seconds ago. Roman Saiz, a lovely free kick misjudged by the goalkeeper, and the flight of the ball deceived him and into the back of the net. Morocco lead Tanzania by 1-0. Time to take a very short commercial break right now. When we return, more on Extra Time Plus on Rapid 96.5 FM. Stay with us.
Financial Services Regulation Coordinating Committee (FSRCC), in collaboration with the National Broadcasting Commission (NBC), wishes to draw the attention of the public to the activities of illegal financial operators (IFOs), which threaten public trust and the stability of the Nigerian financial system. The general public is hereby advised to refrain from dealing with unlicensed financial operators who deceive individuals with unrealistically high investment returns. Verify the licensing status of such schemes on these websites: www.cbn.gov.ng, www.nicom.gov.ng, www.pencom.gov.ng, www.sec.gov.ng. To report any suspicions of illicit financial activities, call 0700 225 5226, 0800 225 5226, or +234 817 665 6273. Announcer, FSRCC.
Are you missing out on interviews, music, entertainment, thought-provoking discussions, and more? Don't sweat it, man. We've got you covered. No matter where you are, be part of the action 24/7, online and live with Rapid 96.5 FM at Rapid 965 FM on YouTube and Facebook. Catch the pulse of Abia State with Rapid 96.5 FM Umuahia, the sound of your city.
All right, welcome back. You're still on to Rap Extra Time Pulse right here on your darling frequency, Rappy 96.5 FM. Uma here with the midfield maestro Valido alongside my Explicit and Pelumi King right here with me in the studio. And just before we went for that short commercial break, we did tell you that Morocco have taken the lead against Tanzania, 1-0-0. And for the guys on social media, Ike Franco Bilo, I see you. Your update 1-0 Morocco scores. Thank you so much. Ike Madu says good work, guys, keep it up. Thank you so much for joining us on Facebook. And still we have our feedback platforms wide open. 09160333 that doubles as our WhatsApp line and our call line as well. Put your calls through on your WhatsApp messages. I will take it due time before we leave the studio. And we also have the other line, alternatively 0916000965, and you'll be live on the show right here on Rapid Sports. And let's talk about the Super Eagles of Nigeria, because there's a news coming in that's not so pleasant, and that is the fact that Al Hassan Yusuf, one of the shining lights in the 1-0 draw against Equatorial Guinea, Nigeria's head coach Jose Peseiro declared that Yusuf Al Hassan will be sidelined for tomorrow's clash at the 2023 AFCON against Cote d'Ivoire due to injury. In a press conference ahead of the clash with the host, the Super Eagles head coach confirmed that for this game, he isn't ready. He might be for the final game of the group. However, there's a possibility of his return later for the Super Eagles' last game against Guinea-Bissau, according to Coach Peseiro at the press conference. Recall that he was forced out of his AFCON debut after he impressed for the 68 minutes he was on the field of play. A surprise inclusion for Nigeria in that game against Equatorial Guinea. Many are saying, if this boy was so good, why did you drop him at home? Why was he
dropped at the first place?
Dropped in the first place and only brought in as a replacement for injured Wilfred Ndidi? Hey, the chief cornerstone, the rejected stone became the chief cornerstone. Al Hassan Yusuf proved worthy of his call-up, proved worthy of his inclusion, and again, his display until the time he was taken off. We had a grip of the midfield.
Yeah, I think right here in the studio when he was called up, we had our questions. We asked questions. This is his first time being called up to the Super Eagles. He's making his debut for the Super Eagles in a competition as big as the AFCON, and we're asking questions. Will he be able to replace the almighty Wilfred Ndidi in the midfield? But he proved everybody wrong and told us that he might be a newbie in African football. He might be a newbie in the Super Eagles, but he knows his work very well, and he actually, for the 68 minutes he was in the field of play, he actually showed what he can do and what he can deliver. And I know by now every Nigerian fan will be nursing the loss of Al Hassan Yusuf, because in my own head I've already calculated how he is going to marshal out that midfield against Ivory Coast tomorrow. I don't know who is going to replace him in that midfield, but it's not a good news for Nigeria, and I don't know why injuries hitting the camp of the Super Eagles right now. We've been suffering from a lot of injuries. I don't know why.
All right, it's not just Nigeria. A lot of teams out there are suffering from injury worries, from the club sides to the national team. Sebastian Haller will be returning tomorrow. Recall, he did not play the opening game for the Ivorians as well. He was on the bench because of a niggling injury worry.
And he's making his return against us.
Making his return against Nigeria. But don't fret.
I'm not.
He's also not too much in a better form than what we've got. But again, Pelumi, let's talk about the big blow this may be for Nigeria, because at the moment, Frank Onyeka doesn't know where he is. I still say it. He seems to blow hot and cold at the same time. We need to know what you are. What are you? Are you hot or you're cold?
Tell
us what you are, so that we can categorize you into a good section, right? He's not proven to be what's the trouble of being in the national team. What should Jose Peseiro be doing? Because it looks as if the exclusion of Al Hassan Yusuf may just be a big blow. Look at what the Ivorians have got. Frank Kessié, Seko Fofana. Those are big players. Big players. Can we take the midfield off a man who plays for AC Milan, Barcelona? With midfielders, we don't know if they are hot or cold.
To be very sincere and honest, I think we can take on Ivory Coast with or without Alassane Yusuf, if and only if this team plays like a team or plays like a motivated team. They should abandon whatever the clubs are saying for now and whatever it is that are thinking about the clubs, the money they are earning, the big boys' lifestyle that are living or whatever it is, and focus to play like a team. You saw, Imai Explicit was saying something about Alassane Yusuf. Why was he being dropped at him the first time? The thing is, sometimes when you are dropped at something and there's a second chance for you to be in that particular team, your motivation is higher. Alassane Yusuf may not be playing may not have played at that level that Joseph saw at the beginning to drop him, and later decide to play at that level, seeing that he had a second chance. So if this team can play like a motivated team, with or without Alassane Yusuf, we can win. In the game against where Alassane Yusuf played so well and even almost provided an assist for Moses Simon, what did they play? A draw. He gave Moses Simon a simple up-through ball, control or shoot it immediately. What did Moses Simon do? He still let the ball pass him. It was so annoying. See, I'm visibly vexed right now. Somebody will play so well only for one person to ruin the whole thing. You get? So with or without Alassane Yusuf, we can compete with them if and only if we play like a team and the coach provides good tactics. Play like a motivated team and the coach provides good tactics. That's what I believe.
Well, let me comment a little bit. I think what they need is the passion to play the game tomorrow. But as for missing Alhassan Yusuf in that midfield, it is a sure thing. We must miss him against a player like Fofana. I saw the first game, and the guy was playing like that was the AFCON final, and playing against a team like Nigeria, everybody wants to play to their best. Now Alhassan Yusuf, I was, like I said earlier, I'm still wondering why he was dropped in the first place, because looking at our setup, this is a guy that plays in the UEFA Champions League, and if you saw his team's game against Barcelona, you know that the guy is a very good player. So looking at that midfield, why was he dropped in the first place? Because if this guy was with the team when they went to Dubai, if he was with the team or he was included and he started camping with them early enough, I believe he should be even doing better, because in few days he was able to work hand in glove with other players and was doing so well in 68 minutes of his debut for the national team and for AFCON. How many debutants do we have in that team? How many of them performed well? How many of them have played AFCON up to 2 to 3 times? And how many of them performed well? Imagine the Oyibo are behind. Trustekong.
Yeah.
I was so disappointed after how many AFCONs that he has played. He still cannot give. We can't trust him. So the truth is, definitely, we will be missing Alhassan Yusuf in that midfield tomorrow. Just like he said, Onyedika, two of them confused me. Bruno Onyedika. I don't know what, even when he was brought in the last game, he was just confused. Like, this place is bigger than me. I don't know what to do. I'm so disappointed. So let's see what happens tomorrow, actually.
Yeah, and also I know that we are going to miss him, definitely. He is a big impact, a motivated player like that, but we can still at least go head to head with Ivory Coast if these players turn up. Even if he plays tomorrow and the players don't turn up, it will still be the same result or even worse, because they are the hosts. So basically we are going to miss him, but the team can do so much to at least try to cover for his absence, at least compete with Ivory Coast, and at least try to get a win, not a draw, a win in that match, because we need a win. We need a win.
So the motivation you're looking for is a motivation for another draw.
No, it was a mistake. A win. I thought we even won the first game. I forgot to the first game.
All right, so the guys can call it in the studio. I don't know what your thoughts are as well. Let's get to hear from you on the show. This are 0916 0333 965 on WhatsApp and also online. 0916 0333 965 and 0916 000965. 0916 000965. Let's hear from you. On the call lines are now open. Let's get to hear from you on the show. What is your prediction for the Nigeria versus Ivory Coast game? Do you think we have a good midfield that will slug it out with the likes of Frank Kessie and Seko Fofana in midfield for the Ivorians tomorrow? Or do you think the Eagles will be swept aside like they were never there before? 0916 0333 965 or 0916 0000965. Remember, tomorrow we'll be here live in the studio from 6 p.m. till 8, bringing the live match commentary of the game between Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire. So in case you're not seeing that game, just stay glued to your favorite dial, Rapid 96.5 FM, for us to lead you through the happenings, blow by blow happenings of what's really happening right there in Cote d'Ivoire. Meanwhile, it's almost half-time in the game on our screen right now. Morocco 1, Tanzania 0, and Moroccans still lead courtesy of the goal by Romain Saez. And just for a moment, let's turn our attention now to what's happening in Europe, because it's also a big time for Europeans. There's no dulling as far as European football is concerned, in spite of the AFCON and the Asian Cup being on. Brentford striker Ivan Toney has said he feels free following the end of his 8th-month ban following football. From football, I beg your pardon. Toney is now able to play for the Bees after a suspension for breaking FA gambling rules. Yes, he was caught betting in Go Play Toy. He was caught betting. The forward has scored 32 goals in 64 Premier League games since joining Brentford in 2020 and is eager to build on his tally this season. There are reports that the likes of Arsenal are interested in the man, and Brentford are quoting about 80 to 100 million pounds for their striker. But it's nice to have Ivan Toney back. If there's anything I appreciated about the man last season, was he plays for lowly rated Brentford, but I think he got about 20 goals or 21 goals, almost the same thing like Marcus Rashford, right? And nobody made a fuse about him. And his penalty ability, his free kick ability, his ability to score all kinds of goals, and his mentality as well, was quite interesting. Nice to have Ivan Toney back playing football.
Nice to have him back, really. I think it's a big boost to Brentford, given that they're in a very, very terrible run of form. But about the 80 to 100 million on a 27-year-old is outrageous and atrocious, if there's anything else I can't say. But then again, we have seen the inflated market, and it's the Premier League. Some are saying the Premier League is the new Super League. They waste too much money in Premier League. 80 to 100 million for Ivan Toney, for a 27-year-old Ivan Toney. I don't know. But then again, good to have him back after an 8-month gambling. Hopefully he doesn't go back to his bad habits, and it's a massive boost to Brentford.
Okay, if you're complaining about 80 to 100 million for Ivan Toney, how old is Harry Kane? And how old was Harry Kane sold? How much was he sold?
I knew you would bring this up, and someone will bring this up. The thing is, Harry Kane, at the worst Tottenham in years, scored over 30 league goals. If not
he
for
scored 20
Haaland.
plus goals consistently for like
you've not answered my question. Wait, it's a very simple question. Wait, you're giving me reasons. I want answers first. How old is Harry Kane?
Harry Kane is 30.
And how much was he sold? No, explain. You can explain, Taya. You not get evidence. How much was he sold?
He has played in the World Cup.
How much was he sold?
He was sold for 100 million.
Then Ivan Toney at 27, playing for a lowly rated Brentford, scores too many goals, and you're saying that 80 to 100 million is too much for him.
So can Harry what's his name again?
Ivan Toney
go to that England squad and try to bench Harry Kane?
Thank you.
Okay, because if you can't bench Kane, you can't go for as much as Kane goes.
If you can't bench Kane,
has he proven to be a top flight player? We've had players.
Yes, he is proven. He is a proven top flight player.
He can play at the top level. You've seen someone like Iago Aspas, Fernando Torres, that played so well for Liverpool. Iago Aspas that played so well for Celta Vigo. When he went to Liverpool, what was the case? And the Caro that went to West Ham played so well for
Fernando
West Ham.
Torres played also so well for Atletico Madrid.
so well for
Yes.
Atletico Madrid.
Yeah, played
Yes,
for Atletico
he
Madrid
played
so well.
so well.
For
He
Atletico
scored.
Liverpool.
Yes.
What was his game at Chelsea?
No, it was poor.
Okay.
No,
I
very
was-
poor.
Okay, Andy Carroll.
Okay.
Danny Ings.
Danny Ings. Many other players. What would you say about that? Given that Harry Kane has consistently proved himself, he's proved himself in the World Cup.
In a team as big as
Euros,
Tottenham,
a team as big as Tottenham,
and in a country.
team as big as Tottenham.
Yes, Tottenham is a big team. A team that played a Champions League final is a big team.
Which striker can go to Tottenham and score 30 league goals with the Tottenham of last season?
A team
A
that
Tottenham
can
of
go
last
to.
season.
No, wait. You said Tottenham is not a big team. Now,
do it.
let me
30 goals for
wait. Now,
Tottenham
you said
last
Tottenham
season.
is not a big team. When was the last time Arsenal, the whole Arsenal that is looking for Ivan Toney, when was the last time they played in the Champions League? Not to talk of getting to the. When was the last time Arsenal played in the Champions League final? 2006, right? Now, when was the last time Tottenham played in the Champions League final? When was the last time Tottenham did not play a European competition? And you still not see them as a big team? Okay. Wow,
No,
I'm so disappointed.
maybe because I'm a Real Madrid fan, I see big teams as teams that have actually won and performed at the biggest stages. Now, Tottenham lost the semi-finals of the Carling Cup to Chelsea. Tottenham lost the UCL final to Liverpool 2-0. Tottenham lost the league twice to Manchester City. The same time when they were top, they bottled the league, they bottled the FA Cup, they bottled the Carling Cup.
In fact, they've not won
13 years.
They've not won for a long time.
In 13 years.
Almost 3 decades.
Yes.
13
The
years.
last man to lift a trophy for Tottenham, and that was in the Carling Cup as a then. They beat Chelsea in that game. Tottenham beat Chelsea in the game. Jonathan Woodgate also lifted that trophy. I think 2008
Kyle Walkers that left
or thereabouts.
Tottenham has won as many trophies as Tottenham in the entire career.
Okay.
So that is a big team.
Wait.
I don't see a big team as someone that Inter Milan has
wait now. Okay, you want if you don't categorize, do you know my anger here? If you don't categorize Tottenham as a big team, that means teams like Arsenal should not be categorized as a big team.
No one is categorized Arsenal as a big team. Apart in England.
Arsenal is a big team.
Wait.
Take it or leave it.
If you're looking at the traditional meaning of a big team, given the fans, given the reach, the commercial reach, the financial reach, and the commercial reach and followership, yes, I accept. But in terms of European pedigree, in terms of the pedigree of the old team, you cannot classify a team like Arsenal or Tottenham as a big team. How many Champions League trophy has Arsenal won?
Well, Arsenal is a big team.
I don't. That's the problem.
Until Arsenal left Champions League for like 6 seasons, they were a top-seeded team in the Champions League. Even if they finish 4th and play qualifiers to the Champions League, Arsenal be placed as a top seed when you're doing the groupings of the Champions League.
I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know what you call. What do you? No, wait.
Okay,
What do you call a big team? What do you call a big team?
Okay.
Now I said, wait first. These are 2 North London teams, and Arsenal have not won a Premier League trophy since 2004, and this is 20 years, 2 decades.
Yes.
Tottenham have not won a trophy in 3 decades, 10 years difference, and you still call Arsenal a big team, and you don't call Tottenham a big team because you feel Tottenham have not won any trophy. A team that is a threat to every big team, a team that has for the past how many seasons have not finished below 5th, have not finished below 6th.
In 2021, we won the FA Cup. Just the last season, we beat City.
I don't know how Pelumi. How can you say Arsenal is not a big team?
How can you call a team that lost 10-2 in a Champions League round of 16 a big team?
So Arsenal is not a big team to you.
Arsenal is not a big team to me.
That is what you say to you. No, not say on European level. Because anywhere you take this, you will lose. Arsenal, as long as Europe is concerned, Arsenal is a big team.
On European pedigree, all right,
guys.
I disagree.
All right, guys. I think we'll have enough time to argue over the weekend about who is a big team or not. But for now, let's exit the studios and make time for the news at 7. Well, Morocco is halftime. They're up against Tanzania. They lead by a lone goal. Romain Saez with a beautiful calling free kick to give the Moroccans the lead after goalkeeper had misjudged the flight of the ball. I want to thank Mike Explicit as well as Pelumi King for his time on the show. Don't forget, we'll make a return here tomorrow by we have somebody calling. Let's just take the call is off. So let's just return here tomorrow 7:30 8:30 a.m. for Rush Hour Sport. Then by 2 to 3 p.m. we'll be here again for our
Inside Ivory Coast.
AFCON special Inside Ivory Coast 2023. Then by 6 o'clock we'll be here, not for the regular sports show, but instead a live match commentary between Nigeria and Cote d'Ivoire. Do have yourself a lovely day ahead. Tick tick zoom.
Transmit 96.5 FM.
The sound of your city.
Let's do this, y'all. Come on.
It is 96.5.